Marston's Domain.
Hey everyone, Marson here, and today I want to talk about Splatoon 2, because Turf War is amazing, but I have a couple things that I think should be changed. So for one, I think that it's ridiculous that you can't change your gear when you're playing Turf War. When you end the match, it shows you your score, and then it sits there for a while and it has a countdown on selecting continue or exit. During that time, you should be able to select your gear. And furthermore, it'd be cool if they just made their own section before the game starts where you selected your gear. Like, it would stay at the same spot of a gun that you normally use, and then you'd have the option of also being able to change the gun, because they could have a screen where it shows everyone's weapon, so that way you could know, like, alright, well, everyone else has a roller, I could switch to something else, or something like that. I was actually watching Game Grump's podcast video thing on Splatoon 2, and that actually made me think of that, because I had thought of, well, you should be able to change your gear in the lobby, but they had brought it a step further and said, actually, you should be able to see what everyone else has, so that way not everyone has the same gun. I think that's an amazing idea. So the other thing that needs to be changed, or that I think should be changed, is the way you play with your friends. Because the way it is right now, it's completely random. You're not guaranteed to be on the same person's team. When me and one of my friends played, it seriously took multiple games before we were even on the same team. And I think we played about 15 to 20 games, and I think we played 3 on the same team, which is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. You should be able to just play with your friends on the same team without it being random. And they should also make it to where you could actually start the game with your friends. It's insane to me that you have to join on your friend and then sit there for the 3 minutes to wait for the match to be done to just have a chance of getting in. Because if nobody leaves in that lobby, you can't get in. And you have to wait another 3 minutes. And you have to keep waiting until finally someone leaves and you can get in there. That's ridiculous. And the final thing that I think that should be changed with Turf War, which this is where I think everyone will pretty much agree with all the stuff I said before what I'm about to say. This is where it gets a little bit different, and some people might not agree with me, but I think that this should be something that changes. I do not think that Turf War should be a 3-minute match. Because the way that Turf War usually works is the first 30 seconds to a minute is just getting all of your base covered, and then going into the middle and then kind of scrapping it out with the other opponents. Then the next 2 minutes is literally just push and pull, but it doesn't matter because all that ends up mattering is the last 30 seconds. Because if you're all the way in their base and that team kills all your teammates at the last 30 seconds, they're going to run out and ink everything, and then you're just going to lose. That whole first 2 minutes and 30 seconds does not matter, because if they kill you at the last 30 seconds, they're going to win. They're going to run around and get all the ink down and they won. So I think that Turf War should honestly be 2 minutes long, or at least 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I know 30 seconds doesn't seem like a lot, but I think that shaving off 30 seconds to a minute would really make Turf War feel like all of it matters, instead of it feeling like only the last 30 seconds matters. Because if you think about it, if it was 2 minutes long, you'd have like that 30 seconds to a minute to kind of get your base covered and kind of fight in the middle a little bit. And then there'd only be 1 other minute to like maintain that. So it would feel like, yeah, that last 30 seconds is still what kind of mainly matters, but that last 30 seconds is so much closer by shaving off a minute. I know that whole thing kind of sounds confusing, but hopefully it makes sense, because I think that it would make it a lot more meaningful to try to like keep up with the game if it was a shorter time limit. Because again, it's really just that last 30 seconds that kind of matter. You could have someone dominate for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but that last 30 seconds, that team wipes you, you lose. It doesn't matter how much ink you had down the whole first 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So I think that those are a couple of things that could change that could make Turf War better. I have a feeling that they won't change anything. If they change anything, I think it'll just be that you can actually play with your friends, because Splatoon 1 did that. Splatoon 1 came out to where you couldn't play with your friends. It was random on what team you'd be on. But they had said, like, well, we are going to change that later on. This game, they never said that. So I'm a little bit worried, but I won't be surprised if they change it. Everything else I doubt they'll change, but I wish they kind of would, because I do think that Splatoon 2 is worthy of being called a sequel, but at the same time, it's kind of annoying that they've gotten rid of things that were in Splatoon 1, and they also haven't really tried anything different. All the modes are pretty much the same, and I wish that they would have kind of experimented and changed them a little bit. I think they would have made it better, and could have got them more feedback on what they could do differently for, a new game. I mean, Splatoon 2 is brand new. They should have tried a couple new things instead of just adding Salmon Run and not really changing anything else. So that's all I really have to say about this topic. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about all this. Let me know if you think that changing the timer would be a good thing, would be a bad thing. Just let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone.